Awesome. Welcome back to another installment of the 94 podcast. Uh, you might be hearing some background. We're joined here by our guest once again, Coach Chauncey Williams Bearfield. I'm Brook Eddle. I'm joined here with Jim Bushy, my co-host. Welcome to the 94 podcast. Let's go, LFG.
Let's go.
Cancun, let's go. We'll talk about that later on, but we're really excited about the teams that are actually going to be playing in some cold weather this weekend. We got Philadelphia hosting. We have Kansas City hosting big AFC, NFC championship games. Tell me about it, Jim. How's your week going?
I wanted him in my weekend is going good. Just getting a little RN right now. Going to get ready for the games. I'm excited, man. How you doing, Brook?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. We got Coach. What's your takes on these games, and how's your week going?
Awesome. I appreciate it. This man right here. Yup. Oh. Yup. I worked on this game. I worked on it.
Okay, Coach is at his son's playoff game. I don't know if we're Coach. Can you hear me? All right, Jim. I don't know if he's able to hear us. It's kind of like I could hear a lot, but I'm not hearing Chauncey on our receiving. But Jim, we'll continue here.
I mean, I'm excited. I think it's going to be a great two matchups. I mean, you have Washington coming out of nowhere, and you have heavyweight matchup in the AFC. I mean,
Right.
This is where bullies become men's in these games.
Absolutely.
What do you think, Brook?
Absolutely. No, that's exactly the AFC NFC championship. Legends are born in these games. You got Philadelphia hosting with Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts. The defense, you got Jalen Carter playing out of his mind in that Vic Fangio defense. See what Nick Sirianni has cooked up. I'm sure the formula is going to be a lot of Saquon Barkley and try to limit any mistakes because guess what? The Commanders have not been able to solve Saquon Barkley like the rest of the NFL hasn't been able to solve him, especially in the playoffs. The Packers failed and the Rams failed in consecutive weeks to stop the attack with Saquon Barkley. Snow or not, he's going to be difficult to stop. It's going to be 40 degrees for game time kickoff with a low of 28. So that's perfect football weather. We already got a snow game, so I'm not going to be pleading.
Same way. I'm going to use that real quick.
I'm not going to be pleading for any type of like snow or, whatever Jalen Hurts they put him on some type of he was not himself in regards to like the post game interview. He said rain, sleet, or snow, the Eagles are trained to go. Like I don't think I've ever heard him say like all these like slogans or I guess these mantras. I think it was like, okay, we'll see how you feel in a real NFC championship game. And I'm sure Coach has something to say about that because the Niners was the last time the Eagles got to this exact game 2 years ago. We know what happened in that game in regards to there was an injury early to Brock Purdy. At some point, didn't they have Christian McCaffrey like lining back up there as like a wildcat? Yeah, I mean they were bare bones in that game. And now you get Philadelphia; they're going up against a different animal in regards to the quarterback that they're going to be facing, a Rookie of the Year candidate in Jaden Daniels. Your thoughts so far on Jaden Daniels this postseason?
I mean, it's going to be – Jaden Daniels has surprised everyone. I think everyone was thinking was Williams is going to be the big thing. Everyone was like, oh, yeah. Who is this rookie? He's going to come in. They're going to get, like, I don't know, 8 wins, maybe go 9-8. A couple games out of the playoffs, but he's given hope to a fan base that has been suffering for years and years and years. So, very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So very
Richard,
good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
What do you think about the Jaden Daniels?
Are you guys looking for my input?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we got Coach. No worries, Coach. Yeah. We're looking for your input.
Okay. All right. I'm leaving the game now. I'm ready to lock in.
You're totally
Jaden
fine.
Daniels, the greatest rookie quarterback of all time. This kid has been here before. He's got 5 years of college football experience, 53 starts in college. And then the best thing that I love about his situation is that the organization put him in a situation to be successful right away by putting him in a quarterback-friendly, familiar, spread college-style offense that is giving defenses absolute fits with defending all the options that they have at their disposal and their weapons. Zach Ertz at tight end, McLaurin at receiver, Eckler and Robinson at running back, and then you got Jaden Daniels with his poise, confidence under pressure, continually making the right read, protecting the football, doesn't put the football in harm's way. I am so impressed with Jaden Daniels. I will go on the record right now with my coach's whistle in my hand and say he's a top 5 quarterback in the league right now. Before the top 4, you're Lamar's, Burrow, Josh Allen, Mahomes, number 5.
That's a sizzling hot take. I love it.
Hey, good job, coach.
Gotta love hot takes.
Oh, love hot
Say it one
takes.
more time.
Love hot takes like that. That's awesome. The Eagles are going to be facing this all-time rookie, best rookie of all time, in an NFC Championship game for the chance to go to Super Bowl 59. A trip to New Orleans on the line. Who will punch their ticket? Jaden Daniels is not Matthew Stafford. Jaden Daniels is not Jordan Love. Jaden Daniels has beaten the Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia. He's been here before. He's been able to win a game in Philadelphia. And I don't think people should be surprised if we see Jaden Daniels go ahead and do that this Sunday.
I mean,
Yeah. It's a pick 'em.
at this point,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, he hasn't been in the league for 15 years.
He's
But
in his
when I
second
say
year.
this-
It's 2025. He's in his second year. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, he's at, what, like 17 games? 17 games plus the 2. He's 19 games in.
Right. So I was going to add a point to what you're saying is that he's seen pretty much everything that defenses will be looking to do to him to stop his mobility, take away his weapons. He's seen it all so far, and he's handled it masterfully. I've seen a stat that said he's like 77% completion percentage versus the blitz. Like, what the heck? What rookie quarterback has that high of a completion percentage versus the blitz that we've ever seen? So you can't blitz him. If you sit back in coverage all day, he can use his legs, take off and run. They have all the RPOs and the spread offense principles of taking numbers in grass. So if you sit back and play zone against them, they can dot you up with short passes, quick passes, and screen passes all day. I don't know if we're there yet. Are we making picks yet? Are we going there yet?
What's your schedule? What's your availability? How long do we have you for?
I'm all ears now.
Okay.
The game's over. I'm in the car, so if you can deal with me being in the car, you got me.
No, totally fine. Real quick, how did the game go?
Man, we lost by 3 points.
Oh no! Dang.
My son's team Battle Creek Rec Center, had a knockdown drag out, 63-60 defeat in the championship game. Very, very, very good game.
Very good game.
Couple of costly turnovers, I think, bit us. And the other team had this kid. This kid can shoot the lights out. He had 2 or 3 big 3-pointers down the stretch. Came up clutch in that regard. That I think made the difference. A couple of defensive breakdowns got him open for some wide open threes. He made us pay.
Right. You know, he came up clutch in those moments. Congrats to your son's team making it this far to the championship game. Great season, you know. But yeah, just come up short. That's a tough, like you said, knockout, drag out game. Yeah, that's tough. But yeah, there's more games ahead. That's exciting.
Oh yeah, he loves basketball, so he's gonna be in more championship type games for sure.
That's awesome. We can get into picks, but I just also wanted to just touch on the AFC matchup real quick. I know that we talked a little bit about the Eagles, but I want to also ask this question to the entire room here. Who has the most pressure out of all 4 quarterbacks going into this weekend? I think it has to be Jalen Hurts.
I think it has to be Josh Allen.
I would say I'm torn for myself. I'm torn between Mahomes, but he has a repeat on the line. It's a lot of pressure there. He's Mahomes, so if he were to lose, it's not the end of the world. He's got the cachet in the bank. But with being able to set a historic mark of 3 consecutive Super Bowls, that's a lot of pressure for him to deliver there. Also against Josh Allen, who they've had some knockdown, drag out games in the playoffs themselves between the two of them. So playing against his arch enemy from the quarterback position and having that 3-peat on the line, I think that's a significant amount of pressure. Jalen Hurts, though, I would say has more. He would be my pick because if they lose, it's 100% his fault. And we'll go into that later, but he has the pressure of the world to come up big in the passing game and help his team win if Saquon's not able to dominate the game again. If he plays bad and they lose, it's going to be his fault, and the world's going to blame him.
That sounds like the narrative if they lose, right? Jim, you said Josh Allen?
Yeah, I think Josh Allen really has a lot of pressure. I mean, 0-3 against Mahomes in playoffs. That you got done in the regular season. The regular season doesn't count anymore. We're in a place where one and done. Josh Allen needs to get the monkey off his back to get the Buffalo Bills back to the Super Bowls. If he doesn't win it, is he what? In Manning of the Manning-Brady rivalry, where he goes to all these Super Bowls and wins them all, where Manning goes to one and he has to go to a different team to do it. Josh Allen really needs to step up here. If he doesn't win, the questions are going to be asked around like, what else do we need to do to win? Because we have this great quarterback, and he can't get it done.
Okay, I can see that, like, because Josh Allen was in the AFC Championship game, and it came down to was this AFC Championship game 2 years ago? Was it 22?
Past 2 years, I think, was past 2 years with KC, the crazy 1 minute and 10 seconds in the fourth. You had the missed field goal by Bass last year, and I forget the other time that they were in the championship.
Okay, I remember that whether it was divisional round, it was a playoff game. Regardless, I think it was a playoff game where Kansas City was down a score with 13 seconds left, and at that point, I everybody felt that Buffalo and Josh Allen had finally done it. They were they've slain the dragon that is Patrick Mahomes, and they were moving on. They were going to get their first victory against Andy Reid and Kansas City Chiefs, and that was going to be a huge moment for Sean McDermott, Buffalo, and Josh Allen. And they weren't able to clean that out because, like, obviously there's miscues by the defensive coordinator at the time, Leslie Frazier. He's no longer there. He's in Seattle now. And you got that special teams situation where you don't kick it. You don't kick it deep. You do a squib kick, and you almost aided that that comeback for Kansas City. For this weekend, Josh Allen, I feel like he's playing with house money. I feel like a lot of football fans are going to be rooting for Buffalo. Unless you're from Kansas City or a diehard Mahomes fan, you want to see new blood in the Super Bowl. That's just my opinion from like a non-Buffalo or a Kansas City fan. I think you see a team like a dynasty forming. They are a dynasty. Let's just be real. With Kansas City, you want to see a new team qualify for the Super Bowl.
100%. And I mean, coming from New England, being your secondary team being the Patriots, when it's just a dynasty. You see that every year you go around and all the fans have that smug face on there. You just want to punch them just because they're all smug and all that stuff. A lot of fans are not going to root for you. But when you say house money, I think that he does have house money, but it's small house money. It's not like when Stephon Diggs was there or when they actually had Mahomes on the road in Buffalo. It's just house money's there, but it's small.
Okay, that's fair. I feel like Mahomes does have pressure for that three-peat. On can he do it? Can he do something that Tom Brady never did? Because that would be like a notch in his belt in regards to that GOAT conversation for the quarterbacks. It'd be the greatest of all time to do it if he's able to do something that no other quarterback has ever done. And on the flip side, in the NFC, we talked about Jalen Hurts. But for Jaden Daniels, he has the pressure of greatness. He could be the first ever rookie to win a Super Bowl. That's some cool pressure to have, though, in regards to that side of that conversation. We can jump into a couple of the NFL roundups, a couple coaching hires.
Before we go, Brook, I have this question.
I'll pump the brakes. Go ahead. Yeah.
Coach, if I am the Washington Commanders, and if I'm the Buffalo Bills, what do I need to do to pull out the upset for the games today or for tomorrow?
Should we dive into that now, or should we save that for our picks?
If we want to save it for your picks, we can save it for the picks.
Y'all let me know. I'm ready to cook.
We can do picks right now if you're ready.
Yeah, we'll do picks right now.
We do picks right now. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to stay with the order and flow of the show.
Sure. No. You're totally fine, Coach. We can do picks. We can do picks and score, and why you chose your team. So you can launch us.
Well,
here. Yep.
Cool. So let's start with the Eagles versus Commanders. The key to the game for the Commanders, that's who I'm pulling for. I can't stand the Eagles or their fans. I want to see the Eagles go down. And I love Jaden Daniels. I love their offense, how they're playing offense. A lot of people say the spread offense is weak and it don't work. You can't win championships that way. And they proven that narrative to be wrong. Also, mobile quarterback. So all these different things, I like it. But key to the game, make Jalen Hurts beat you. Saquon Barkley cannot win the game. Anybody but Saquon can win the game, and preferably Jalen Hurts. So what does that mean? We load the box. We putting 8, 9, 10 people in the box. One-on-one coverage outside, man-to-man defense, heavy box, taking away Saquon or slowing him down at least, making Jalen Hurts have to be a drop-back passer and take advantage of his opportunities in the passing game, and I don't think he can do it. He's never been a great passer in his career. He's been a winner, an excellent game manager. His legs are a huge weapon, of course, when he's healthy, but he's never been a drop-back great passer from Oklahoma all the way back to Alabama to now his career now in the NFL. So I'm taking my money and I'm saying, you know what? We're going to dare Jalen Hurts to beat us in the air. Flipping the script on the other side, if you're an Eagles fan, you got to contain the mobility of Jaden Daniels more often than not with the RPO running read option stuff. That's obviously a dangerous weapon. Him, Lamar, even Josh Allen, you have to make sure you got those things correct. You're schematically right by making your edge players sit, which forces the quarterback to hand the ball off and limits his ability to run after he pulls it and runs. From a schematic standpoint, also, we got to take away Scary Terry. Whenever he needs to play, Scary. Pass rushers have to must rush. They can't go quarterback. They're rushing. They're going past them, which would open a rushing lane. Also, because I play man coverage, it's an auto for mobile quarterbacks. If you see that they're in man-to-man coverage, quarterback, he's looking to run every single time. So we need to play zone coverage, roll coverage toward outside linebackers, defensive end, sit, force a handoff to the right. Then I think because of everything that Washington has going on offensively, I think they just have more variety to their offense versus just handing the ball to Saquon. I'm making a pick here. I'm going to say 31-21. 31-21 Commanders.
31-21 Commanders. 1 second. All right,
Let
me jot that down.
Rookie quarterback.
Okay. Rookie quarterback making the Super Bowl first year. That's amazing.
Making the Super Bowl first year.
Okay, so you're going with Jaden Daniels just because everything that you've seen in his body of work of this season, and also you don't have the confidence in Jalen Hurts being able to make the plays necessary. Awesome. So, Jim, go ahead and pick us up.
All right. So as the coach said, you want to defeat Philadelphia, gotta get the ball out of Saquon's hands. Gotta make Hurts throw the ball. And guess what? As we saw last week, he might not be 100%, especially in the leg with his legs, because he got hurt last week. So hopefully, if the Commanders can definitely take advantage of that and make him run, make him put pressure on there, and then make him make mistakes, that's how it's going to go. If I'm Philadelphia, I'm going to come in there and I need to stop Daniels. I need to make sure he is under pressure. Make sure that he is constantly moving and not standing still. And make those mistakes. He's a rookie. He needs to make those mistakes in the big game.
Jim, your audio is a little distorted. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to follow
What?
you. Your audio was a little distorted. I don't know what was going on there. I was trying to listen, but it was distorted.
1, 2, 3. Hold
Yeah.
on.
No, now way
Any
better.
better?
Way better. Yep.
Okay, my goodness. Where'd you last did you hear me from?
You were talking about what the Commanders can do, and what Philadelphia needs to prepare for.
Okay, so I think Commanders they need to go and make Hurts for the ball. Like Coach said, get the ball out of Saquon Barkley's hands and make him run. Hurts was hurt last game. You saw that he went down awkwardly with his knee. So who knows if he's 100%? Make him move. Make him be that mobile quarterback on the injured leg he has. And if Commanders, if I'm Philadelphia, I'm looking at this, and they're going up against a rookie quarterback. They're going up against someone who thinks he's on top of the world, hasn't made the mistake yet, and without making a mistake, he has to learn. So at the end of the day, yeah, he's probably riding high and everything, but for Philadelphia, they need to make him make those mistakes. They need to have this be a teaching moment, being, hey, just because you're a rookie doesn't mean you're going to be going all the way to the Super Bowl just because you're this high on this roll with them. It's a divisional matchup game. I think fans of both teams are going to be a major impact in this game.
Okay, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's going to be a NFC Championship game. Two divisional hated rivals. The fan bases are going to be. It's 2 p.m. kickoff. They are going to probably start tailgating right now, 24 hours from now. Like, they will be showing up to the gates at the link, ready to cheer on their Eagles, ready to be loud, ready to be obnoxious, demonstrative, like any type of adjective that you could think of as being aggressive and just unruly. That's going to be Philadelphia fans. But the Commanders, they do have a really strong fan base out there. So it will be very interesting to see how the fans kind of interact throughout the game while they're watching this game unfold. So you do have a pick with Commanders Eagles?
My pick.
Yes.
This comes down to one situation and one situation only. Just, I'm setting the scene. Coming down. There is 3 seconds left. Commanders are on the 30-yard line. The kicker's name I can't remember. It's tied. It's 19-20 Philadelphia. He kicks the ball. It doinks out. Give me Philadelphia 2019.
Oh, wow. Okay. You got
As much as I want the Commanders to win, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a close game.
Is that Zane Gonzalez? The kicker?
I think so.
Okay. Wow. So he would literally go from I'm just trying to think of like the best way. Zane Gonzalez would go from playoff hero to playoff zero. He would literally go from the doink win to doink loss. Right. Okay. I like it. I like the pick. Cool. All right. So what was the score? You said it was 2019 Eagles?
Correct.
Okay. I want to make sure I got the correct scores. Okay. All right. Now that leaves me. Commanders, Eagles. This will be a fun game. I think it will be a close game. Maybe the first team to 35. I said 45, and the Commanders got 45, and took care of the Detroit Lions last week. But I feel like it's first team to 35. The weather's going to be better. It's 40 degrees. They played in this before, like almost a month ago. I got a lot of things that I have questions about. Can the Commanders stop Saquon Barkley? Philadelphia, can you take care of the football? That's going to be a huge question because Jalen Hurts, he almost fumbled. That safety could have easily turned into a touchdown for Los Angeles. And that could have shifted how that game turned out because Los Angeles had the ball late in the red zone with an opportunity, to win the game. So Philadelphia, those are going to be the questions that I'm going to be like searching for throughout the game. Can they protect the football? Can they get Saquon Barkley to just completely dominate the game? And will the defense have enough to confuse Jaden Daniels? Because he's seen the Eagles twice now. The first time it was not so good. It was here's a rookie, and let's curb our expectations a little bit. And then his second game where it came down to the last play. So that gives me that confidence of what the Commanders can do, and I like the complete trust that Dan Quinn has with his play caller and Cliff Clinsbury. And I think that is going to set apart the Eagles and Commanders. This is the third matchup. You got a lot of film on these same rosters throughout the season. For my score and my pick, let me set it up as well, Jim. All right, everybody with me. All right, it is going to be fourth down. Let's say it's fourth down, whatever the yardage is. But I got Jaden Daniels in the red zone. The score is tied. No, check that. Score is not tied.
Down by one.
Yeah, down by one. Actually, I'm going to do the actual number. I'm going to get Commanders 35, Eagles 34.
Oh.
Yeah, it was 36 last time, but I got 35-34. Commanders. I know it's not real because in regards to they would have to be outside of field goal range for this to happen, or kicker gets hurt. Either way, I got Commanders winning 35-34. Just for this scenario, I think it's going to be a 1-point win. Let's just say that. It probably that setup where they're going to kick the field goal. I don't think they're going to run a play unless Dan Campbell took over the Washington Commanders. Yeah. But yeah, give me the Commanders. I think it's going to be a close game, 35-34. It might not come down to the last play, but I got Commanders with Jaden Daniels going to the Super Bowl. All right, now we'll flip the script to the AFC. So, Coach, let's talk Bills Chiefs.
Okay, so let's talk Bills Chiefs. First, we got to address the elephant in the room. Referees. There is a narrative that is circulating social media that the referees in the league are rigging the game for the Chiefs.
Yes.
I think that is complete and utter BS. If you watch the games that people lose to the Chiefs, as I've said a few times on the pod now, more games are lost than won. The Chiefs are battle-tested. They've been in these situations so many times that they find ways to win in those big moments and also just throughout the game. And teams often against the Chiefs find ways to lose. With that said, Buffalo is a very, very formidable team. They really don't have a glaring weakness. However, I think that the Bills offensively are the most complete team that they probably have faced. And the fact that the Bills beat them early in the season also removes a little bit of that boogeyman syndrome. Oh no, we're playing the Chiefs. That's been eliminated because they beat them before. So coming down to picks and strategy. Number one for the Bills, if you want to upset the Chiefs, you cannot beat yourself. You can't turn the ball over. You can't have costly penalties. You can't lose your poise in big moments, because the Chiefs are a team that has built themselves in such a way, like the old Patriots teams, that they're waiting for you to make these mistakes to make you pay and ultimately take control of the game. Run the ball. Number one, play your game. So number one, don't beat yourself. Number two, play your game. Run the ball. Get that high percentage control passing game going. Long drives. Keep Mahomes on the sideline. Point number three. And then number four, you have to score in the red zone. If the Chiefs have any weakness, their biggest weakness, in my opinion, is their inability to get touchdowns in the red zone. They kick a lot of field goals. So that's my spiel on the Bills. Flipping the script to the Chiefs. How do you beat the Bills? Number one, we have to limit the mobility of Josh Allen. He is a huge strength and weapon that they use in the running game with RPOs, run pass options, read option stuff. They call design runs for him, quarterback powers, quarterback lead, especially in short yardage situations. And if you play man coverage, which the Chiefs do like to play, and you lose contain or you lose your rush lanes, he will take off and make you pay. So number one, we have to be aware of Josh Allen's legs and contain Josh Allen. Number two, we have to stop the running game with Cook. Number three, don't give up explosive plays when Josh Allen starts to move and make plays off script. We have to stay aware of where our guys are and maintain our discipline when plays break down. For my pick, I'm going with the Chiefs. I am not going to pick against Mahomes. Until Mahomes is beaten and going home, I'm not picking against him. Somehow, some way, Mahomes and his magic, Andy Reid and his play calling, them being the pros and being battle tested, I'm going to trust in that and make that pick for Mahomes. And also, against Jim's wishes, I want to see history made. I want to see a team go 3 consecutive Super Bowls. I think that'd be really freaking cool. And on top of that, if I had to pick a quarterback to do it, there's nobody I think that deserves it more than Mahomes to be the one to do it.
I love it.
I'm going to go, because the Chiefs don't score a lot, I'm going to go 27-24.
27-24. Let me jot that down. 27-24. Chiefs. How about them Chiefs, right, Coach?
Oh, about the Chiefs.
I love it. Okay, so far, Coach, you have 31-21 Commanders. Jim has 20-19 Eagles. I'm actually going to change the score because it didn't make sense now that I thought about it. If it's going to be a last play, they have to be down 4. So 36-34 Commanders. Jane Daniels with a game-winning touchdown to walk them off, essentially. And we got Coach again for the AFC winner, the Kansas City Chiefs, 27-24. Jim, that leaves us to you and your pick.
All right. So before I get to my pick, before we get to story time, the scenario for everything.
Story time.
Let's go between. Let's go between both teams. Let's start with Kansas City. You know the old saying, it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. Time they're playing against each other. Of the incredible matchup between the Bills, and I alluded to this earlier in the show. Bills in Kansas City with a minute 10, minute 16 remaining in the fourth quarter, back and forth, back and forth. So what do I do if I'm play a perfect game on defense? You can't Kelsey beat you. You can't let Mahomes beat you. You can't anyone beat you on any coverage. The second you lose your coverage, Mahomes is going to go pick you apart, and he really throws mistakes. It's going to be tough to beat that. As Coach said, you had to stop Allen. He is a dual threat quarterback who puts up all the money. But between Allen and Hurts is get dirty. He's not afraid to take contact. He's not afraid to fight for those extra yards and take a hit to make a play. So that's going to be a big factor for Buffalo. If they stop him, they're going to have to. They could stop Cook. That's how they keep the score very, very low. Now, Buffalo, as I said, mistakes against him on defense. On offense, you got to find their weak. You got to find you have not 1, not 2, but 3 plays ready to go, and be able to adjust on the fly for any situation. Because you know for a fact Andy Reid's gonna and something out there to change it up.
Absolutely.
The scenario. Let's your time. Left. Down. They scored. Chiefs driving. Mahomes. Down, slinging it down. They need this. It's 14-10. They need this touchdown.
Okay.
Line. Ball throws it. It is inside the defense. But flag gonna play. Oh no, not again.
Yeah, the audio is going in and out. We were trying to follow you. Yeah. Is it better? I mean, can you start talking? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
What the heck?
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Keep going.
Yard line. 10-yard line. Buffalo. Touchdown.
10-yard line. Okay. Buffalo touchdown. What's the sequence? Is it like a minute left?
There's 5 seconds left. Time for a nap. Is it?
I can't
Picked
hear.
off. But the field.
Okay, that was kind of hard to.
Eligible man downfield
Oh.
on Kansas City. Buffalo wins 14-10.
14-10. So you're bringing the refs into this as a ineligible receiver.
It goes against KC.
Receiver downfield, or like illegal touching, whatever it could be in regards to like an offensive lineman gets flagged.
Yes.
You might have your hands on the script. Because that would okay. So you got 14-10 Buffalo. Okay,
Correct.
gotcha. That's a wild scenario. And Mahomes is like, what? Is he just screaming at the refs at the end of the game?
Yes, it's going to be like a couple years ago with Mahomes and with Travis and that play, the tossback play. Yeah, he's going to be upset.
Understandably so. I mean, that was the three-peat. So, okay, let me get into my pick because that was an interesting scenario. That would definitely you would definitely have like a 30 for 30 off that game alone. Okay, Chiefs, Bills, the usual suspects in the AFC playoffs. So they're the renewed rivalry. We had Colts and Patriots. We had Patriots, Broncos. We had Steelers, Patriots. We had Ravens, Patriots. I'm trying to think of any
Patriots versus the world.
Patriots versus the world, literally during that time. I'm trying to think of any AFC great matchups. Kansas City and Cincinnati, that's been a renewed rivalry. But Chiefs, Bills, that's what we're getting this weekend. And I'm all for it. I love the matchup. Kansas City, great season. To go and secure the number one seed. I think that's helped them get healthy, helped them get their timing with Travis and Mahomes. They look like a completely different duo in the playoffs. Surprise, surprise, right? It's playoff time. And Travis Kelce has woken up from his hibernation of the preseason, regular season for the Kansas City Chiefs because they know that everything is being laid out on the line right now in these games. But Buffalo, look at their defense. They're getting healthy. They're doing the opposite of all the teams that got eliminated in the divisional round. Detroit, they weren't healthy. They weren't getting healthy. LA, they look banged up. Teams like Baltimore, they were banged up. Teams that got eliminated, they're not getting healthy, and that's what Buffalo's doing right now. So that gives me that confidence in what Buffalo can do to limit what Travis Kelce is trying to do with Mahomes. And I don't know if you saw this breakdown in regards to inside the NFL where Bill Belichick was talking with Ryan Clark about Travis Kelce and how he runs. What he does with Travis Kelce, if you watch, you'll watch it this weekend. The way that he runs a route, the yards after catch, because what he's able to do, his ability to set up blocks or set up additional yards that he can get, in regards to setting up a defensive player to be in the wrong angle or knowing how to engage in open field. I think that's going to be something to watch out for because Buffalo did a really great job on Mark Andrews in the open field. They were able to punch out a football, and even when they got that wide open two-point conversion, they were still closing in on him. And he obviously didn't make the play. Baltimore is sitting on the couch watching this game for that reason, because of this Buffalo Bills defense being opportunistic. Kansas City, though, Steve Spagnuolo, I'm surprised he hasn't got a job. I think he might end up with a job after this, either with New Orleans. I don't know if Dallas is in the question, but regardless.
No, Dallas is not.
Oh, who did Dallas scoop?
They had their offensive coordinator who never called a play before. New head coach.
Freaking Brian Schottenheimer.
Brian Schottenheimer? All right.
That's who they hired, bro.
Oh.
If I knew they were looking for people like they were that desperate, I would have interviewed.
Right. Coach, yeah, you would have been you would have interviewed, sit down with Jerry Jones, see what you can do with Dak Prescott. And you got Micah Parsons on the other side, right?
And then any other
Brian Schottenheimer
coach candidate.
Okay, Steve Spagnuolo needs to get a head coaching job at some point. So with Kansas City and Buffalo won the regular season matchup. That was kind of like oh, can Buffalo catch Kansas City? Kansas City was able to retain home field. Mahomes, Allen, part 2. I'm going 31. 27. And give me Josh Allen and Buffalo. 31-27. I'm not going to have it as controversial of an ending as Jim. But I would say that the Bills are going to break through. I really like what James Cook can do against the run. In regards to like getting the run game going for Buffalo, taking extra hits off Josh Allen, and I really like what the receivers can do. Being Johnny on the spot, next man up, and Josh Allen running the show. And I think the Chiefs can be had in the playoffs. And the one thing I have to point out here is that Buffalo cannot fall for that trap. And when I'm talking about that trap is when you get baited into playing the circumstance. You're not playing the red and the zebras, the black and white. That's where I feel like the Texans fell into that trap last weekend because they were so frustrated on a couple calls, and you just don't give them opportunities to frame you in regards to a penalty. You just got to be smart. And I think with Buffalo, if they're able to stay with their game plan and actually play the game that's actually being played, forget what you've been game planning, because once you show up on Sunday, it's 5:30, it's kickoff. You're done with warm-ups. National anthem has been sung. Ref just blows the whistle, and it's time for kickoff. And the Bills and Chiefs are about to go at it for 60 minutes for a chance to go to the Super Bowl in New Orleans for Super Bowl 59. The Buffalo Bills have to win that game. They can't focus on the outside circumstances, and I feel the Buffalo Bills can do that if only they stay away from that trap and focusing on how to win the game that they're in, not the game that you expected it to be. I hope that kind of clears it up. But I feel like if Buffalo plays that way, they're going to win 31-27. That's my pick.
All right.
So we got 2 for the Bills, and we got 2 for the Commanders. So Jim is going to be the lone Philadelphia fan on Sunday. And Coach is going to be the lone Kansas City Chiefs supporter, or that's his pick. 27-24, recap Chiefs for Coach. Jim, 14-10 for Buffalo and Josh Allen and the Bills. And myself, I got 31-27 Buffalo. Fun games coming up, gentlemen.
Agreed.
Absolutely. I can't wait.
I know that this is going to be one of those championship weekends where, years from now, it could be one of the best championship weekends. It could be at least for if the games are not blowouts and just complete boat races. This could be definitely one of the, at least in that top 10 conversation of championship weekends. Okay. Now that we have cleared the air here, New Orleans is the only coaching vacancy, correct? Okay. So Dallas is off the table. What do you expect for New Orleans? Is New Orleans going to land somebody?
I mean, if I was a fairly in demand head coaching candidate, I would not go there. Situations matter. And New Orleans has shown over the years that they are dysfunctional. They don't have a quarterback. If you don't have a quarterback in this league, you're already up a creek without a paddle, so to speak. No quarterback, dysfunction. From a roster standpoint, no real stars of note. Alvin Kamara is kind of on the back half of his career. You know, you don't really have anybody else to really build around down there. I wouldn't do it. If I was a coordinator that was, again, in fair demand or kind of an up-and-coming name, I would wait for a better opportunity and keep doing what I'm doing. So that's just my take on it. I don't think it's a great job.
Fair. It's dysfunctional. Yeah. Situations do matter. Good call out, Coach. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, I kind of would have to agree there. Like, you're going into a system that your star quarterback that you sign is not going to restructure his contract. Going to a situation where your stars are getting older, you don't have the next step. Also in a division where it's like it's not the strongest division out there, and you're still like finishing near the bottom. They need a complete overhaul. If you're going to be a coach there, be ready to rebuild. Be ready to have a short stint, because I don't think the owners will appreciate that. But magic can happen. Whoever goes at the right coach can get the right players at the right time. Never know. And hell, who knows? Maybe we're talking to the next Saints coach right now with Coach Chauncey.
I love it.
Now, if they came calling me, I would definitely be listening.
Oh, you got to take that phone call, right? You got to have that conversation for sure. Okay. All right. I would say there's some coaching. I don't know. Is the coaching or coach refugees that are out there like Doug Peterson? I could see him maybe like taking this job, especially if he doesn't want a year away from football. A couple other coaches.
Mike McCarthy.
I mean, the food's good there, so
Still looking.
yeah. He would definitely stay in the circles, the NFL circles, and for the fact that the Super Bowl is going to be in New Orleans, I feel like New Orleans is missing the opportunity to have a coach hired during the Super Bowl, so you can have a coach actually be a part of that atmosphere in regards to the Saints fans and all that, this, that, and the third in regards to that introduction. But we will see what does transpire there. But again, New Orleans, not a sexy job. We could talk a little bit about the most recent hire, the Dallas Cowboys, with Brian Schottenheimer. And did you hear what Des Bryant actually tweeted out on social media?
Oh, what do you say?
He had a 5-word exchange on social media. Somebody is getting sabotaged. SMH. Throw up the X. Throw up the X. Des Bryant is throwing up the X on this hire.
It's just a terrible hire. And now, I'm not saying that Brian Schottenheimer is a bad man, a bad person. This is not personal.
Not personal.
The
Let's clear the
Dallas
air.
Cowboys,
Yep.
You had Mike McCarthy in the building. You let him walk because you wouldn't give him enough years on his contract, understandably from his standpoint. You're not about to sign me to another 1 year, maybe 2 year contract. I'm looking for 3 years or more on this contract.
He has a Super Bowl on his
Super
resume.
Bowl winning coach.
Right.
I've been 12-5 for the last 2-3 years, and then last year they fell off the map because they had literally no talent from the running game standpoint.
Right.
Dak Prescott gets hurt early in the year, so you can't pin it on him and say it's his fault. And then you let me walk, you let Mike McCarthy walk, and then your plan to right this ship to get the Dallas Cowboys back to the glory days is Brian Schottenheimer? You've got to be kidding me, dog. And then you had opportunities to get Deion Sanders, Coach Prime.
Thank you.
You had an opportunity to get Coach Prime, and he was listening. It's reported on the record he was listening. If you don't pull out that checkbook for your $10 billion franchise, coaches' contracts don't count against the salary cap. You got Coach Prime ready to come on board, and you fumble that, and come on.
Come on.
And then your second option was Brian Schottenheimer?
Really?
Come on, dog. At this point, between how they mismanaged the salary cap and signing Dak Prescott to way bigger of a deal by dragging their feet on that, to overpaying for Ezekiel Elliott before that, to not re-signing Mike McCarthy. At this point, this is franchise complete and utter mismanagement.
Absolutely.
Somebody got to say it.
Somebody got to say it.
Jerry Jones is literally driving the Cowboys off of a cliff.
Very true. I mean,
Agreed.
Sometimes you got to take the keys away. Grandpa, you don't get the keys no more. I think that's what needs to happen. That's a difficult conversation to have for the Jones family, but damn it, you got to take the keys away in regards to the Dallas Cowboys, because this is malpractice for a football organization to hire someone that doesn't you had Deion Sanders listening, and you mentioned that was a huge fumble, because what Deion could have done is he could have changed the culture, could have been a winning culture. And that's the thing about Dallas. They're trying to get back to the glory days of the Cowboys in the 90s. They're not getting there without a culture. And I don't see it with Brian Schottenheimer. You're not going to have the same culture that Deion could have brought to the Dallas Cowboys. Or any other coach. I just feel like they hired the wrong man for the job for the Dallas Cowboys. All right, I know this is a heated topic, but real quick, let's just do a recap of all the coaching hires so far. New England, January 13th. We'll just do chronological order here. We got New England Patriots, Mike Vrabel, former player, now head coach. He did bring back Josh McDaniel as the offensive coordinator. We'll see what they can do with Drake May. Next hire was Chicago Bears this past week with Ben Johnson being poached from the Detroit Lions. And then not too many days after, a defensive coordinator was poached from the Detroit Lions, Aaron Glenn, to the New York Jets. Followed by Jacksonville making their hire of Liam Cohen from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, offensive coordinator. Old man Pete is in Las Vegas in the desert. Pete Carroll makes a comeback for the Las Vegas Raiders. Tom Brady made that hire. Let's point that out. And Dallas with Brian Schottenheimer. Okay, your reactions to those hires, Coach. We already heard Brian,
First
but
and
like,
foremost, first and foremost, hiring Mike Vrabel in New England nailed it. There is not a better candidate I think you could have brought in there than Mike Vrabel. He's a man's man. He's a culture guy, tough-minded, of the Belichick tree, of course. He's going to bring in his own version of the Patriot way. When he was in Tennessee, he led them to an AFC championship game and another couple of playoff berths with very limited offenses. Ryan Tannehill at quarterback, Malik Willis at quarterback, and really riding Derrick Henry all the way there. And he got a lot out of those defenses. So I think that's a no-brainer, out of the park, nailed it, hire. Pete Carroll, also, this is going to be controversial when I say this, another awesome hire. What do they need in New England? What they need in Oakland? God dang, Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. Yeah, Las Vegas. We're following you.
Guy,
Yeah.
the Raiders are always Oakland.
Yep. Absolutely.
So,
no, they are.
Everybody bear with me on that.
Yeah, no, they are.
I haven't been drinking, and I do follow football.
Okay.
So Vegas.
You're not hanging out with Eagles fans? I'm just
kidding. Vegas need a grown-up in the building that's going to bring everyone together, play with enthusiasm, and going to get a lot out of the players.
Right.
I love what Coach Pierce was doing, Coach Antonio Pierce, but he was of that alienating guys, calling guys out, us against you, you against us. Like when you have a bad culture and a losing culture, you do need to hold people accountable 1,000%. But the accountability needs to be, we're coming together, we're doing this together. And Coach Pierce was not doing that.
Right.
Also, Pete has been coaching football for 60 years and has gone to multiple stops and have turned programs around, going back to USC, obviously going to Seattle. He had a solid run in New York. Again, another dysfunctional franchise when he was there, when he was the Jets coach. So he
had a stop with the Patriots, like a cup of coffee with the Patriots. Yep. Coach, I think.
You're still there, Coach.
Still there, Coach? I don't know if the audio dropped out.
Muted himself by accident.
Okay, he muted himself. All right.
All right, I'm back now. My bad.
No, you're all good. You're all good. Or we were just mentioning Pete Carroll.
Long story short, I think that's a great hire. He's going to build that program. He's going to get some enthusiasm and energy there. He's going to bring guys together. And because he's been there and done that, it's going to be a great hire. Ben Johnson to Chicago, another out of the box, out of the park, great hire. If they hire anybody besides Ben Johnson, somebody should have been slapping somebody up in there.
Right.
If you telling me with Jared Goff's skill set, solid quarterback, but not great, for him to be playing at a dang near MVP level, you telling me he can't go in there and get Caleb Williams on track and playing out of his mind? Great hire. Super smart, super on board with modern football. Going to be very clever and creative with play calling and to keep everybody on the edge of their seats and excited for the game plan every week. And because he's been around Dan Campbell, he's going to be able to bring those guys together and get them to play hard with that Dan Campbell grit, tough guy mentality. Also, from a running game standpoint, you can't underestimate what he did with the running game. That's going to be the best friend of Caleb, is being able to run the ball, have that balance, and be able to get explosive plays in the passing game. That's going to fit his skill set with his mobility and arm talent. Next couple of years, Chicago is going to be making noise. And they have a full deck, too. They got Roma Dunze. They got Keenan Allen. I mean, they got so many dudes. Tight end, they're loaded at tight end, running back. They got everything you need offensively from a talent standpoint. So he'll be able to step right in there, have the pieces that he needs to make it happen right away. We're going to see a big improvement in the immediate first year. I wouldn't be surprised to see them be a wild card in the playoffs next year.
For the Bears. Okay. And that's cool to also realize that Ben Johnson is going to get his old running back in DeAndre Swift in Chicago. So they get to link up, and then Caleb Williams, brand new playbook. They're going to build it from the studs. And one quote that I had from Ben Johnson's presser that I thought was really impressive, and you can let me know what you thought about it. But what he let them know is get comfortable being uncomfortable. And I think that's a great
I love it.
That's a great line in regards to coming into the division, the NFC North, and knowing that you failed a lot of times to be in that role of picking number one. So great hire by Chicago. And like you said, someone needed to be like knocked around if they were not going to hire Ben Johnson, because Caleb, it was the right choice for Chicago. Moving forward, Aaron Glenn, Jets.
I love that hire too.
You love that hire too?
I love that hire too.
Okay.
Here's my caveat though. Here's my asterisk. They got to get Aaron Rodgers out the building, bro. No matter what it takes. You got to eat dead cap money, whatever it takes to get him out the building, because there's two cultures.
Right.
There's a new culture, new energy with the new coach coming in. Again, from the Dan Campbell mindset, been around the league a long time, knows this thing. From what all the reports are saying, he's a tough guy, man's man, culture setter, accountability, all that good stuff. You can't have all that coming in the door and have Aaron Rodgers up in there tripping, doing Aaron Rodgers stuff.
No.
So bring in new coach. He's going to reset that culture. He's a defensive-minded guy, have a lot of talent on defense. Get Aaron Rodgers out of there. Even if you got to sign another older veteran quarterback or whatever you got to do for quarterback to get a decent quarterback in there, and they have the offensive weapons to be effective. They just had a bad system that was Aaron Rodgers driven with an over-the-hill Hall of Fame, future Hall of Fame quarterback, don't get me wrong, but 42 years old, over the hill, not the same guy, coming off an Achilles injury. Get him out the building, get a new offensive coordinator in there, get even if you got to get a stopgap quarterback for this season, I would not overdraft. I wouldn't just go get a quarterback for the sake of getting a quarterback. I would make sure I'm positioned to get the quarterback that would actually make the difference and has the upside. But I love that hire. Great hire. And also he has the Jets roots. He played for the Jets.
Yes, he did. It's a homecoming, right, for Aaron Glenn, right? He played for the Jets. He has, like you said, he has the roots with the Jets. And then Aaron Glenn is going to be, I don't know if Sauce Gardner is going to stay maybe with the Jets. Potentially could be looking to stay now that they got a defensive-minded coach with Aaron Glenn. That's going to work on that defense to make them ferocious in the AFC East, where it's wide open. As long as Buffalo has Josh Allen, they're going to be a force, but it's wide open. New England, we don't know. They're getting a new coach. Jets, obviously, we're talking about Aaron Glenn. And then Miami. Miami, there's a lot of questions. What does Tua look like next year and beyond? Jacksonville. Jim, also chime in, too, in regards to these coaches.
Oh, I will. Hit it on the head there with the Jets. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is the problem. Everyone can see it. Like, the second he left the Packers, everyone saw that problem. Everyone saw him being the guy who, if it's not his way, he'll be a prima donna. You saw it in preseason when he didn't show to camp. You saw all everywhere else. Those are great hires everywhere else. I think the one thing I have to say is I wish the NFL did this. The coaches, you couldn't go after coaches until after the season, like a player does. I understand they're not part of the salary cap, but if you're Detroit and you're focusing on a football game, you don't want your coaches to talk to another team. You want them to focus on the game. I mean, it ended up being that way, but I mean, great hires all around. 100% agree with Coach there.
Okay. No, that's an interesting point that you do bring up there, Jim. Yeah, like having your coaches interview. Like I know that they had the first round bye, so that gave them that week of preparation. And during that week, they were interviewing. They were sitting down. They were going to Chicago. They were going to New York. They were making their rounds in regards to all the coaches, lining up and, doing interviews. I'm sure in Chicago, Ben Johnson probably saw Pete Carroll, probably saw Mike McCarthy. they brought in a lot of people through the doors in Chicago. Same thing for Aaron Glenn. I'm sure he interviewed with all of these open locations. It was reported that New Orleans, but obviously he did not like the situation in New Orleans, chose New York. But in preparation for that playoff game, I don't know if the NFL is going to do anything about that, because I feel like the coaches are going to be like, hey, this is the time for me to actually maximize everything that I've been putting forward. So it's like, you got to get me now, or if you go into the offseason, you have less bargaining. I feel like for a coach's agent, yeah, we can hear you, Coach. A coach's agent wants these conversations to happen right now because it's top of mind. And the fact that you can get more years. Again, it's the contract negotiations. I feel like the coaches are going to push back and say, like, no, this is when the conversations need to happen. But as a franchise, I totally get that, Jim, in regards to Detroit probably feels like that was a detriment, not an addition. But you're going to lose them. They're not going to come back. Detroit knew it. It was going to be – it had to happen in the last 2 years. They went for it in the NFC Championship game against Coach's Niners. Didn't get it done. This year was the year. You got the number 1 seed. Home field throughout in the NFC playoffs. No excuses. I know that they had injuries, but it's a battle of attrition, and that also includes the dogfight with the NFL, because the NFL doesn't want to see all your success. I mean, the NFL teams that you're competing with, because it's cool to have Detroit have a nice comeback story of an organization. That's awesome, good and well, but no one's gonna feel bad for you game day that your coaches were getting interviewed. And I know that that's kind of tough for Detroit, but that'll be interesting to kind of see how that progresses moving forward. But the last time Detroit had 2, or I guess offensive coordinators hired for a head coaching job, take a wild guess. Coach, you can guess too.
1999.
No. Coach?
2001.
2001? No. It's a little bit further out. It was 1963. John F. Kennedy was president. Isn't that wild? In regards to
That's very wild.
Yeah, that's a span that Detroit hasn't really had. They really haven't had to worry about coaches kind of getting seeked out and taken away from the franchise. So that's been 62 years since the last time Detroit had these issues.
Hey, but look where they are now. They're in the playoffs. They won the NFC North. They're able to compete now. They're not the laughingstock of the league anymore. I mean, Dan Campbell has turned that around, but it wasn't just him. It's all his coaches, so I'm not surprised they're all getting poached from them.
Right. The NFL is a copycat league, and if you can't beat them, have them join you. And I'm on St. Brown, who's already talking trash on to his former offensive coordinator coach. Yeah, and Ben Johnson fought, like he did fire back. He said, "We're gonna F you up." And I love it though. Like, you're gonna see him 2 times a year. The NFC North just got that much more interesting. But let's digress. Great coaching hires. We've agreed with Patriots with Mike Vrabel, Chicago with Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn with the New York Jets. Liam Cohen, did we touch on him? Are you familiar with him? Offensive coordinator, worked with Baker Mayfield, led Baker Mayfield to most passing touchdowns in the NFL. We can wrap there in regards to the coaching. We'll see who New Orleans ends up with. Okay, Coach, I want to get your feel for this. I don't know if you heard this story. Like, I'm talking about Jaden Daniels swapping jerseys with Terrion Arnold, cornerback for the Detroit Lions. They swapped jerseys in their divisional round playoff matchup last Saturday. And what Jaden Daniels wrote on the jersey for Terrion Arnold, Cancun on 3! Exclamation point. 1, 2, 3. How would you feel? You being an athlete, how would you feel if someone wrote that on the jersey that they're swapping with you?
That's crazy. I did not hear that storyline. Wow. I would feel very disrespected, and I would just kind of in the back of my mind know moving forward that that's how he's going to move. But here's the thing. When you win, you get to talk trash. So if you don't like it, you should have beat him. That's my ultimate feeling on it. But that is very disrespectful, and I would expect better from Jaden.
I feel it. Like KD said, Kevin Durant, trash talk. You got to win. Winners get to talk.
100%. Winners get to talk.
Okay.
Winners get to talk, and I mean, if they're friends,
yeah,
that's one thing. But you're in
friends.
a professional football league. You are playing to win. You're playing for your next contract. Playing for the Super Bowl. You're playing to be the best, and it's just gonna fuel him because someone wants to trash talk me and they could back it up. That just gives him fuel for the next game. Like, hey, you said this. Guess what? You're gonna be there next. Builds and builds and builds, and it just, I think. NFL needs to get rid of trash talking and some taunting.
I feel like taunting is natural, yeah. In competition.
It is, and they're like trying to police it, and like you're just taking away like the game. You're taking away emotions. I understand some tauntings are necessary, and I will not disagree against that.
Right.
When it's the little things, the trash talking and all that's stupid. I hate that part.
Yeah. But your thoughts, though. Someone writes you this note, Cancun on 3. 1, 2, 3. And they're signing it.
Fists be flying.
Fists would be flying?
Yes. No way you're going to disrespect me like that. I don't care if you won the game.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely a next level troll. Jaden Daniels was able to deliver to Terrion Arnold. Terrion Arnold did not have a good week though. He fell down the stairs too. Not only did he receive this jersey from Jaden Daniels, but he ended up falling down the stairs. So be careful, everybody. While you're on your phone, he was distracted by his phone while going down the stairs at home. So I don't know if you caught that video circling on social media. No.
Can I ask a question about the relationship between Jaden Daniels and Terrion Arnold? Were they like college teammates or homeboys somehow?
That's a good question. I think I don't know if they.
Because it does kind of change if that's
they're
one of my homeboys.
one of your homeboys. Yeah.
That does kind of change if we know each other off the field.
Right. If you were close off the field, right. Let me see. Terrion Arnold. He did go to John Paul Catholic High School. I don't know if he's from San Bernardino in California. That's actually in Tallahassee, Florida. Go Noles. Okay. So he went. I'm trying to think of where did he go? Where did Terrion Arnold play college?
That's good. That's once a walk.
He went to Alabama.
Once a guacamole.
Okay, so he went to Crimson. He was a Crimson Tide. So Alabama. So they know each other from the SEC circles, I believe.
Would you mind asking to get some?
So Jim, pick it up here.
I mean, yeah, if off-field stuff, if they're friends, it changes from time to time. Like, if my friend said that, I go, okay, we'll have fun. But no, if it's just an encounter, we've been rivals since college, and you do that, it's hands all deck. Like, next time I see you, I'm gunning for you, penalty or not.
Right.
Jim, you a much more violent guy than you give off.
Right. I mean, hey,
You got these old
by heart.
You got these old OGs, old shucks, nice guy vibes.
Right, right.
You cross that line, he's ready to put them hands on you.
He's ready to put them hands on. Hey.
It's my background. I played ice hockey, and I always had to protect my teammates. It just carried throughout life.
Okay. All right. So I would agree. It would change the dynamic. You know, if they're close or, you know, brothers off the field, you know, they know each other for, you know, a longer period of time, or if they just have similarities in regards to they both played at SEC schools, Alabama, LSU. You know, no one is a stranger to that rivalry. But like, yeah, that definitely changes it in regards to the sentiment of the message. But I just thought it was interesting to kind of see that note being passed out on a jersey swap. But okay, looking at all this with the new age of these athletes, I know we talk national championship. A lot of social media was trolling in regards to the transfer portal, and I believe it was Ohio State's. The running back. He just declared for the draft. Let's see if I can get his name correct. I just want to make sure I got his name correct.
Is that Judkins?
Judkins, yep. It was Quinshon Judkins. 21 years old, played at Ohio State for a season, but he was coming from Ole Miss. And Ole Miss's coach, Lane Kiffin, was very, very vocal on social media when it was posted when Quinshon Judkins and who's the other running back Ohio State? Henderson. I'm trying to think of anybody.
Yep, it's Henderson. Henderson, number 32.
Yeah, Henderson. Okay, so they were looking at those two running backs, the duo, and there was a post out there in regards to they may be one of the best college football duos. And Lendell White, if everybody remembers, played at USC. Lane Kiffin used to coach at USC and attended there. He's an alumni. So Lendell White gets, you know, opinionated and saying like, no, the president and myself, president being Reggie Bush, won the Heisman that year, and he also, he scored like over I don't know what it was, but he had like a crazy amount of touchdowns. I think he had
Yeah, Lindell had like 23 touchdowns.
23 touchdowns. Yes.
In addition to everything Reggie did.
To everything that Reggie did. Exactly. And the fact that Lendell White had only, once they were done with college, he had 15 yards less than Reggie Bush with everything that Reggie Bush was doing for the USC Trojans. So I agree with that in regards to Lendell White does have a case with what Reggie Bush and himself did in that offense. I think it's premature to kind of just say what Ohio State did with these two running backs. But, like, the fact that Lane Kiffin was getting very vocal, that speaks volumes in regards to how some of these coaches are dealing with that transfer portal.
Yeah. You know, that's the old trying to woo somebody. You know, flatter them, speak great of them for the opportunity for them to consider your school to transfer to.
Right.
Agreed. It's just song and dance nowadays.
Absolutely. I think that also is maybe something that is going to be interesting in regards to how Lane Kiffin is going to be able to recruit in regards to, like, hey, you saw what he said about Junkins when he left and went and won a national championship. Like, I think some players might look at that and be like, well, if it doesn't work out at Ole Miss, maybe I don't want to be, you know, spending time in that toxic culture of just like, hey, if you don't play for us, we want you to fail. And he's making that clear in regards to he wants to see him fail. And that's kind of, I mean, that's a bad look for Lane Kiffin. Let's see if, you know, that kind of adjusts for the transfer portal coming up. But, yeah, getting back to it, Ohio State, congratulations to Ohio State. I'm sorry, Jim, Notre Dame Fighting Irish did not get the job done.
Oh.
And they had Howard from Kansas State. They had Judkins from Ole Miss. They had Jeremiah Smith. Oh, Jeremiah, the walls came crashing down on Notre Dame. Man coverage for the national championship on the line on third down. Hey, walk me through your thoughts on that play.
I think in the moment, sometimes you can be overconfident and trying to, you know, embody your identity, embody what you built, also kind of do what got you there. But Ohio State just has so much firepower, man. And to put your kids on an island like that where you got to guard arguably number one receiver in the country and the young guy Smith, and then also they've got 2 or 3 guys that are absolute murderers. It's a lot to ask in that moment. As a coach, I can understand, again, trying to, you know, instill that confidence in your kids, show them that you trust them, you know, do what got you there, all that good stuff. But there's also a thing called trying to win the game and understanding your personnel. I wouldn't have did it, but I understand why he did it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just firepower at Ohio State is just up there. And the defense, too, it would clamp down on Notre Dame.
Jim, a little distorted. I don't know if you're recovering. We're trying. You're not coming through. I don't hear the audio clear.
How about now?
Better. Try talking.
Better.
Yeah, go ahead.
Figured. It wants to work. It doesn't want to work. I don't understand this.
We're all good. Sorry for the technical difficulties.
Oh, Eric.
We're in the CCX studios.
Punches.
We know we love it here. No, but yeah, you can keep going.
I mean, the Ohio State defense really shut down Notre Dame for the majority of the game, especially after the first drive Notre Dame had. So, I mean, it was a tough game. I think making that call in the fourth, go for the field goal and missing it was a big mistake. I know you and I talked about it, Brooke.
Yep.
What are you doing? I mean, I think Notre Dame just got outcoached too.
Exactly. Yeah, we were talking and texting during that game. I don't know what they were doing in that situation. That was a situation you're down 16. Going down 13 does nothing for you. It's still a two-possession game. And that was maybe a point where you didn't have confidence, but then you wanted to restore confidence in your defense. So maybe if you switch those two, again, it could be one or two plays that you could have made to win that game, but Notre Dame decided to kick it. They miss it. Jeter missed it. And Notre Dame gets the ball back after a turnover. They go down. I think Greathouse, he got a touchdown for Notre Dame, and then it was a one-possession game, down 8, and then it comes back the other way, third down, and then you do the man coverage, and everybody knew where the ball was going. The whole stadium knew where the ball was going once Will Howard stepped back. Marcus Freeman, he's going to get a contract. It'll be interesting to see what type of players that he can bring now that you've seen Notre Dame make it all the way to the national championship. Will Notre Dame be able to keep the brand new, I guess, look at college football dominance going? You tell me. Do you think they have the opportunity to be back here?
Go ahead, Jim. You go first. That's your team.
That's your team, Jim.
I know. I'm just trying to. I want them to be. I want them to be there, but it's going to be tough. They have the history. They have everything. They have. Hey, we were here. I think the problem is everyone's going to look at this run and be like, "You got lucky." I think a lot of people who are going to look to come back, look to transfer, or look to go to Notre Dame is going to think, are we going to have the same luck? Are we going to have the same format? Are we going to be able to repeat? Because sometimes it's just a one and done, and you have to figure out something different. I mean, I would love for this to work again. I'd love to get the next group in and run it back, but it's going to be tough.
Coach?
My opinion is I think they'll be continually in the college football playoff, the top 12 teams. The difference is going to be who they have at quarterback. Because it's very rare nowadays to where you're going to ground and pound your way to a championship. Unless you're Michigan, and they just had absolute elephants up front, and they had arguably the best running back in the country, and it's mauled everybody. So that's not going to be a sustainable, and that's what they built this year. Good defense, strong running game. Even the quarterback was a big part of their running game. They got to be able to throw the ball and really threaten people through the air. If I'm Notre Dame and all that money and all them boosters and alumni they got deep pockets. Go buy you the best quarterback you can buy. If they do that, I think they'll be back in the Final Four next year and have a chance to make it back to the championship game for sure. Because Notre Dame is Notre Dame. There's a lot of kids going to go to Notre Dame just because it's Notre Dame. And then on top of that, you add the NIL and you add the new energy with Coach Freeman. The fact that they were just in the championship game, this could easily be a rebound, get right back there situation. But you got to get a better quarterback.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because just because, I mean, it all starts behind the center. It all starts at quarterback. It all starts there.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Notre Dame. What a season. Definitely cherish that. But yeah, you got to be able to build on that. You got to build on that momentum for the program. I know that you got teams like Georgia. They're going to be back. You got teams like Texas, where Steve Sarkisian is locked in. He's going to be in Austin. You got Oregon still looking for their first national championship. You got Arizona State. I know that they were like a surprise team, not on everybody's radar going into this season. You got Clemson with Dabo Swinney. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough road to climb, tough mountain to climb. I know with a couple of realignments in regards to, I'm sure there's going to be coaching hires, just like college coaching trees kind of with success. You're going to probably lose some coaches. So that's expected for Notre Dame. But, yeah, with Notre Dame, I'm sure their class is going to be strong coming up. They got some reheated rivalries. I'm sure the USC rivalry is going to turn up more now that you got Notre Dame competing for a national championship once again. But, yeah, overall, I really like what Marcus Freeman did this season. And he does have a lot to look forward to, especially with Jeremiah Love. Comes back. I feel like the Irish could definitely, lean on him heavy coming up in these games that they're going to be playing next fall. So, yeah, like I think overall Notre Dame has a tough road, but it can be done. We've seen how the playoff has kind of set up. It might be better not to get that first round bye because a lot of those teams struggled with that first round bye. I got a question, though, for Coach in regards to coaching on the high school level. How do you approach this in regards to when a team like Notre Dame or a team like Alabama, Michigan, Penn State, Ohio State, these helmet schools, when they are in the stands, the scouts, how do you approach that with your students and your players?
I tell them to treat it like any other game. Play within the offense, play within the defense, trust your coaching, do what you've been doing. That's why they're here. They're coming to see you do what you do. And us as coaches, it's our job for all of our players on our roster to put them in the best situation to be successful on the field and obviously take care of them off of the field as well. So in that case, like I say, hey, we're going to play our game. They're here to watch us. We're not going to play to them. We're not going to do anything outside of what we normally do. Business as usual.
For
and
sure.
The rest will take care of itself.
Absolutely. I'm sure you've had PJ Fleck at a couple of your games, Minnesota, or some of his coaches have attended games.
With Coach Fleck, he met with one of our players, Jaden Moore, our superstar wide receiver. He invited him down for a meet and greet before their game. That was pretty cool, and gave myself, my wife, and his family, Jaden's family, his youth football coach, best seats in the house. We were in the first row, and they gave Jaden a full dog and pony show. Jaden and his little brother Trey. Trey's our quarterback. Jaden the receiver.
Okay.
Trey the superstar phenom. Lamar Jackson is the best comparison for Trey Moore. So both of them got the full treatment, and Jaden got offered the scholarship for the Gopher.
That's awesome. Well, congrats to Jaden Moore. And that's a cool experience to have his little brother there, his quarterback, along for the ride. That's really cool. And like you said, he's like Lamar Jackson. They were lighting up the scoreboard. No, that's a great tandem. I love it. That's really cool. Thanks for sharing that story. I appreciate that. Okay, so next topic here. National championship, all done. Ohio State. They're going to be probably targets on their backs, but I think that's going to make for an exciting college football season coming up. But I wanted to shift and talk a little bit basketball right now. Have you been watching the Wolves, Coach?
I've been casually watching the Wolves. I can't say I watched every single game, but I'm kind of aware of what's going on and their struggles.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I know we did chat briefly. The Wolves right now are in a battle with the Denver Nuggets, playoff matchup of last year. They are currently leading 114-93. So that gives you a good prospect of what's going on right now in regards to Minnesota right now is led by Julius Randle with 19 points, Jaden McDaniels dropping 13, and we got Rudy Gobert 14, and then no surprise here, and Anthony Edwards with 27 points leading the way. Denver. Jokic, 20 points. They're down 116-93. That game is current right now, current score. Chances that we see a trade. Do you see a trade happening with the Wolves?
Should there be?
Yeah, should there be?
Yes.
Okay.
Will there be? No.
Okay.
I think they got to get Ingram out of the building.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Julius
He's
Randle.
the problem. From what I understand, him and Anthony Edwards don't see eye to eye.
Right.
And also, there's some beef because players is taking it to a coaching and an athlete mindset. They're looking at him like, dude, we gave up Cat for you, and you're a butthole. Nobody likes you. You're selfish on the court.
Yep.
You don't create offense for other people. You don't play defense. Like you're the reason why we suck.
The hard
It's your
truth.
fault.
Right.
And Ant-Man, who's obviously the leader of the team, don't like you. So just from a straight up locker room and trying to a rallying point, get him out the building.
Right. I could see that happening, I think, because he's like expiring contract. You want to at least get something in return. I would agree with that. I hope a trade happens. Will it happen? To be determined. But, yeah, I feel like the Wolves will be fumbling or they'll be dribbling the basketball off their shoes here out of bounds if they don't get some type of compensation for Julius Randle. They're 23-21 right now. They got Nuggets. More likely it's going to be a win unless there's some type of meltdown in the last 7 minutes here. They got the Atlanta Hawks, similar to the Timberwolves 500 team. And to wrap up the rest of the month of January, they play Phoenix in Phoenix. So that'll be interesting to see how Kevin Durant if his name does become available. Let's see if the Wolves, that would be a blockbuster if they were able to land him. And then the Timberwolves finish the month out in Utah. So a lot of questions leading up to the All-Star break for the Minnesota Timberwolves. But we'll see. I mean, they're a young club, and then all it matters really is once you get to the postseason, can you play quality basketball and defense? Because that's one thing that we haven't seen so far from the Timberwolves. All right. And real quick, it is actually officially Hockey Day Minnesota. So, Jim, Hockey Day Minnesota, have you been able to partake? I know, like, you can talk about the Wolves. I'm not saying that you can't talk about the Wolves. Have you been watching the Wolves?
I throw them on every once in a while when I get a
Okay.
chance to. I mean, I'll throw a game on when there's like need to kill some time. But I I I'm casual watcher of basketball, but I'll watch it when it matters.
For sure. Yeah. So I know that we were talking about Hockey Day Minnesota before we got on the air, and it was cool to just talk about. It's Hockey Day Minnesota. I don't know if you're aware of that, Coach. Are you a huge hockey fan, all levels, or what's your consumption of hockey? Is he on mute?
I mean,
My apologies.
No, you're all good.
What's my position on hockey in general?
Yeah, in general.
Here's the deal. I have a great deal of respect for hockey as a game and the guys who play it. I do not follow
That's okay.
at all.
I love the transparency.
Do not. Yeah, I don't have any substantive contribution to hockey time.
No.
Besides,
all good.
I like the Wild North Star uniforms. Those are cool.
Okay. No, have you been to?
good sweaters they do.
No, they got some nice sweaters. Oh, absolutely. I love that colorway. They gotta somehow bring the North Stars back to Minnesota. I feel like Dallas. They don't need that jersey. I feel like the Wild should buy those rights. But like I know the colorway is pretty cool in regards to the green and the gold there. But with the Hockey Day Minnesota being today, it's going to be in Shakopee. They always play like an outdoor rink, so pretty cool day for the kids. I know they're also showing both boys and girls hockey games like all throughout today, and then they also have like a junior championships that are ongoing. So like Team USA is going to be in action, and then it'll be Wild in Calgary for the nightcap for Hockey Day Minnesota. So I think doesn't Calgary have like a Rookie of the Year candidate that is starring for them, going up against Kirill Kaprizov?
They do.
Yeah.
They do. I'm trying to remember his name.
Is it
With Calgary, they've been dealing with a lot of drama at the beginning of the year with the passing of Johnny Gaudreau and his brother.
Absolutely.
They're playing for him. I mean, it's tough to bet against them. I mean, these are two teams that are easily comparable with each other. There are two teams that have almost identical records, and it's played in Minnesota. You got Kirill back. You have
Kirill the Thrill?
Kirill the Thrill. You could have the Flower Power in net tonight.
Flower Power.
Ageless Wonder, you could call him. But Minnesota's been on a losing streak, losing for the past 5. But a good day to turn it around is Hockey Day in Minnesota.
Right, Hockey Day in Minnesota, and the 3-game losing streak. No, excuse me. They just lost the other night against Utah, the hockey club. But yeah,
4 out of the last
4
5
out of the last 5 they lost. Right, last win against Colorado, 3-1. Couple of tough games that they are coming from. Matchups against Vegas, matchups against Edmonton, matchups against Nashville, and then Utah skunked them 4-0 in the last game. So, yeah, we'll see how the Wild show up in Hockey Day, Minnesota. Let's see if they're able to pay off a win because they are 0-1 against Calgary on the season series.
Yeah, I mean, The best time to stop a losing streak is to just play your game. And this game's a good one to turn the tide, especially when you have a big day going on in your state. And
Absolutely.
everyone's going to be behind you.
Absolutely. I love it. Okay, so we can puck yeah. Let's see the shirt, man. It's Hockey
yeah.
Day, Minnesota. Puck yeah. There you go. I don't know if you can see that, Coach. All right.
Ugh.
Okay. All right. So, was that intentional, Jim?
Never. It's never intentional.
All right. All right. So let's wrap up. Let's wrap up here. We're closing in on the show. Some fun topics. Kick of Destiny. We got Peyton Manning, Eli Manning. Have you heard of this, Coach? The Kick of Destiny?
It's different this year.
The Kick of Destiny. So that's going to be taking place before the Super Bowl. But
I think it's during the Super Bowl, during the intermission.
during the Super Bowl. Okay.
Yeah.
So walk us through what's going to happen here between both Peyton Manning and Eli Manning, both retired former NFL Super Bowl winning quarterbacks.
The pick of destiny.
Yeah, the
between
Kick of
Eli
Destiny.
and Peyton.
Yes, correct.
I am not up to speed on that. Can you explain it?
Yeah, Jim, get us up to speed, please.
So the past couple of years, they had Gronkowski like trying to be a field goal kicker, and it was a big fan duel thing where like you could bet if he's gonna kick it, make the kick or not, like I don't know, 30 yards out. This year they're doing Manning brothers, Eli versus Peyton, and who can kick a field goal. It's like a thing for FanDuel, so it's it's a fun little bet people could make.
And when will this take place? Like, will it be end of the first half?
I believe it'll be at the end of either one of the quarters or at halftime. It'll take place. It won't take place before the game of the Super Bowl.
Okay.
It's going to take place, I believe, after a quarter, I think, or at halftime.
So it will be on the field at the Superdome?
Yes.
What a moment. That's pretty cool. Their father, Archie Manning, played for New Orleans. So New Orleans is very, it's a second home for the Mannings. So pretty cool. Who's your pick? I mean, I got to ask both Coach and you, Jim. Who's your pick to make a field goal?
I'm going Eli.
Okay. Jim?
I'm going Peyton.
I got to go with Coach. I see Eli. I feel like Eli's got that sneaky ability to kick a football. I feel like Peyton is going to approach it like a quarterback. He might be yelling Omaha before he kicks it. I don't know. I just feel that Eli is going to be able to kick his way into the Kick of Destiny. And I don't think Gronk has made it, right? The history of this? No. So Eli would be the first one to make the Kick of Destiny.
How far of a field goal is it?
I think it's like 25, 30 yards.
25, 30.
Not that far.
So they're
I
not
think Eli can do it.
Yeah, Eli could do it. They're not like booting like 50 or 60 yarders like Brandon Aubrey for the Cowboys or Justin Tucker. Yeah. Okay. So that puts a wrap on the 94 podcast in regards to all things being said. I want to give this time for Coach. First, we could talk a little bit of real estate, give you a plug on how they can get in contact with you, this, that, and the third in regards to what you want to include, and also hiring an offensive coordinator at Hopkins High School.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll start with the football stuff. We are looking for an offensive coordinator as well as a receivers coach. So both of those jobs are posted on the Hopkins career website. Go ahead and apply and then drop me. I'll get my number out. I'm Googleable. My number's all over the internet. I can't hide from nobody. So my phone number is 651-262-3933. 651-262-3933. If you're in a market to buy a home or sell a home, I'll be more than happy to help you with that as well. So if you or somebody you know is thinking about putting on a whistle as an offensive coordinator, a receivers coach, and you can also come on board as a volunteer coach. We're looking for middle school coaches as well. Matter of fact, 2 middle school coaches. So if you want to coach some young guys, give me a holler. You want to coach and you want to be a coordinator as well as receivers coach. If that's something that interests you, go ahead and hit me up. And if you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing in real estate, nobody will work harder to give you a great result. And with my 10 years, full decade in the business, there's not many things I haven't seen, problems I can't solve.
I love it. That's awesome. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, Jim. Any final notes or, I guess, takeaways for the week?
Let's go Washington. Let's go Buffalo. I do not want to see the Eagles, Kansas City, even though I chose the Eagles. I would love to see the dream matchup between Daniels and Allen. Hey, closer to the Super Bowl.
That's right. That's right. This was really fun. I appreciate both you, Jim, and Coach, for joining us. Had a lot of fun, chatting with y'all in regards to football, AFC, NFC matchups. It's going to be a great Sunday of football, and looking forward to it. Until next time here on the 94 podcast, we'll see you at the TOP. And we're out. Cancun on 3. 1, 2, 3.